Hey everyone, hi there. I should be writing group. Thanks for joining me. This is Cathy Mazak, your group founder and host. And I just wanted to come in here today because as I like to remind you all, because I took a really good break last week, I got ideas. And I wanted to come in here and share with you kind of like a graphic that shows you how our momentum co-writing program works. So we have been running momentum for about 3 weeks. It has been going really nicely. And I'm going to tell you all about it in a minute. And then I'm going to walk you through the framework that is the reason that the program works, okay? And how the program is built. And this framework is going to help you whether you want to join the program or not. So definitely tune in. Now, if you're joining me live, hi, give me a little hello or a little heart or something so I know you're there. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type #team replay in the comments so I know that you saw it. So, okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen with you. Yes, I am. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So there's my screen. And this is the momentum framework. Now, who here has had a little trouble getting their writing going and keeping it going? Okay, so what we mean by momentum is that kind of like moment where your writing practice takes on like a mind of its own and a rhythm that keeps going. Okay, so that it's not so hard. It doesn't feel so much like pushing the boulder up the hill, but rather the thing is kind of, it's happening. And we want to create that momentum and then maintain that momentum. And this is like a very, very hard time to do that, which is why we introduced momentum at this particular historical moment, because for some people, this kind of program is really going to help them to make steps forward with their writing practice, even though we are in lockdown, even though we are monumentally stressed and having trouble concentrating. So the momentum framework has 3 main areas that we develop in the program. The first one is community, and then co-writing and connection. And you're going to see in my beautiful Venn diagram that when you have community and co-writing, what you get by having a supportive community and co-writing times, you get support. Okay, you see where those 2 things overlap, right? And then if you have community and connection, and I'm going to explain more what I mean by connection in a second, but what it really means is that connection to your deeper purpose and your, writing why and your intentions and goals. When you have community and connection, the overlap of those 2 things gives you the magical thing that everybody wants and the word that I don't like, which is accountability. Now, the reason that I don't like the word accountability is because people are always looking for accountability in their writing. I need accountability, right? That's what people say because that's like this message that we hear. But what I don't like about the word accountability is that it blames the victim, right? It blames the person like, oh, you're too weak, so you need some kind of outsider to keep you accountable. That's what I think when I hear most people use the word accountability, which is why I don't like it. But the way that we develop accountability in momentum is by having a supportive community and connecting to our goals. And when both of those things happen, we don't need outside accountability. We get accountability from the community. Okay, so that's why I always say community over accountability, but that's how accountability made its way onto this framework, even though I don't like the word. Okay, and then if you have co-writing times, right, scheduled, reliable co-writing times, and you have a connection to your deeper purpose, to your goals, you're going to write more. All right, so the results of the program is built on community, co-writing, and connection. And the results are the little overlapping areas: support, accountability, and writing more. And the big result is momentum in your writing practice. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the framework so you can see how it all works. But before I dive into that, I want to just mention that we added an additional co-writing time. So really, like, just in terms of program, like the meat of this program is the actual daily reliable co-writing sessions. And they happen at 8 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Eastern. You can see in the description of this video how all those times translate into other places. And we started out with just 8 and 5, and then the people inside the group chose 1 as their additional time, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, which is 11 Pacific, no, 10 Pacific. I can't do math, 10 Pacific. And then, 4 in the afternoon or 6 in the afternoon in London, so it kind of gave people a bigger option and like a lunchtime option. So now we have 3 times, and it's going great. Okay, so let's start with the community part of the program. So there's 3 main things that we work on in community. The first one is to inspire others. So by sharing what we're doing, by sharing our wins and successes, we are actually inspiring others with our actions and our progress in our writing. So in the community, we have we use the Facebook group, and we use the way that we set goals and talk about accomplishments inside the co-writing sessions to inspire others. Okay, so when you come into the community, you get inspiration from others and you give inspiration to others. And that's a really important thing. We also celebrate together. Okay, so when we ask people, what did you accomplish this hour at the end of the co-writing session? We celebrate that. And we celebrate that inside of the Facebook group by shouting people out and congratulating people and saying like, you're doing awesome. Okay. And then we also, the other side of that is we receive help. We are opening to being receptive to help. We are forgetting about this crazy idea that we can't ask for help and we're too smart for that or whatever. No, everybody needs help. So we are there to receive help and support from the community. Okay. So that's how we build community. And those are important aspects of community that serve to do these things, right? Support, accountability, and writing more to get momentum. All right, then the co-writing part. So the meat of the program is really co-writing. Like, that's what the program is. It's co-writing, goal setting, and a Facebook group. That's the whole program. But here's the difference between co-writing inside of our program and creating your own co-writing session, which you could absolutely do. Could you go create this yourself? Yes, you could. But then you would have to do it. And there you've got a lot of things to do. So with this program, you just get to like show up. It's like a club you join, and you don't have to be the founder of the club. Okay. So that's the load that we're trying to take off of you with this program. You get the benefit of co-writing, but you don't have the burden, right, of setting it up, of being there every time. Like, you get to join when you want, it's going to be there. Okay, so co-writing. What is co-writing anyway? Co-writing is we get on Zoom, everybody stays muted, we put our goals in the chat, we write for an hour, and then 5 minutes before the hour's up, we ask, what did you accomplish? And everybody writes their accomplishments. Super simple. But what it does is it puts your butt in the chair. Well, what it does is these things, okay? So it helps you build consistency. And we're not talking about every day. You don't need to do it every day. We have plenty of times. You can come to all the times, which would be writing 3 hours a day at different times throughout the day. But you certainly don't have to. Like, you could come to 1 or 2 or 3 times per week. What we want is consistency. We want you to start making a date with your writing and showing up for that date. The other part of co-writing is that you get to write with energy. So you all heard me talk about Tiger Time. If you don't know what it is, you can listen to episode 2 of the podcast. And writing with energy is a big part of how you create a positive relationship with your writing, which is kind of the basis for everything that I teach about how to get your writing done. So co-writing helps you write with energy. Co-writing, when you see those other people there who are writing with you and everybody's, like writing away or thinking or whatever, their little faces are there, you actually, like, it makes you stay put. It says like, well, if she's there doing it, I'm going to do it too. And that helps you to really get that, you like get to feed off of each other's energy. And then the making time part, which I kind of referred to already, which is like you make a date. You make a date with your writing and you keep that date. And that's how you learn to like, it's hard. It's hard to like on your own make a date with your writing and keep it, like put it on boundaries take a long time to develop. You got to practice. And this is a way to practice making time to write. Okay. Then the connection part. What we mean by connection is connection to your inner purpose. Okay. So we want to build connection to writing by centering the writing. Okay. So that's part of what I teach in my other programs. Like, how do you center writing? How do you make it the center of your career? And then the other things line up behind it instead of like the thing that falls to the bottom of the list. So we connect to that writing at the center idea. We set goals. So how do we do this inside the program? If you join today, you will be right on time for our monthly goal setting session, which is at 9:00 Eastern tomorrow, right after our first co-writing time. And I basically have a PDF goal setting guide, and I'm going to be walking you through that and helping you to set your goals for June. Okay. So we also set goals weekly in the group and daily in the co-writing sessions. You are setting goals and you practice goal setting. You get better and better at it. And what we want to do always is we're setting goals that we can achieve. That's what we want to do. So we're going to be talking all about that tomorrow. So if you join today, you'll be able to be there for the 9:00 tomorrow session. Okay. And then the last thing is aligning your intentions. Okay. So that's another way of saying like, okay, well, I keep saying that my priority is to get this writing done. Well, let's bring that into alignment with my actions. So my intentions aligning with my actions, and sit in the chair and do the writing. Come to the writing sessions, participate in the group, and get that support. So that's the framework. That's the way that Momentum works. It is a very simple program. Like, it is run with Facebook and Zoom. And what we are really doing is showing up to write. But the way that it works, the way it's designed, is for community, co-writing, and connection to produce the kind of results that you want, right? You feel supported, you have accountability, but it's not accountability that blames you. It's accountability that comes from community and connection to your intentions. And you write more, which is the point. Okay. So if you are interested in joining Momentum, it is open on a rolling basis. And Amina put in the comments here, she shouted out a friend and said, should we try this for a month? So let me tell you that it's very easy to join, and it's also very easy to unjoin. That was one of the things I said to Latoya, my operations manager. I was like, look, this has to be something that people can join. And if it's not working for them, they need to be able to, to end their membership themselves. So come in, try it, see if you like it. And I will say though, like, we do not give refunds. Okay. So it's $27. If you're willing to risk the $27 to see if this program works for you, then you should do it. If it doesn't work for you, then you hop out. That's it. So I would love for you to join. It's open for enrollment now. The link is in the description. Come on over, ask your questions, tag us in the comments here, ask any questions you have. And remember, we added that additional writing time, which is 1:00 p.m. Eastern. We know that there's not going to be perfect times for everybody, but as we grow the program, we can grow the number of times. So we'll just, we'll keep you posted on how that's going and on any new times that we add. Nothing's going to be perfect. So I will just say, like, some time might be perfect for you, but it might not be perfect, but it would be doable. So what we're trying to get you to do, right, is commit to that writing time. And it might not be perfect. You might not make it every day. You shouldn't probably try to make it every day, right? But, it may be a little uncomfortable. You might have to put up some boundaries around your family, right? You might have to lock some doors or put some noise canceling headphones on. But what you're doing when you do that is you are lifting the importance of your writing up. You are putting writing closer to the center of your career, which is how you're going to have a successful career that doesn't burn you out. Okay. So we can talk more. I can talk about that for hours. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Let us know your questions, and I'll see you inside of Momentum. Bye.